Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome to This Muslim Reads. We're going to take a look at Sheikh Abu Muawiyah's book today, Getting the Barakah, an Islamic Guide to Time Management. Amazing book. Gives you 7 to 8 practical steps that you can start implementing in your life right now in order to get the most out of your time, inshallah. So if you're one of those people that is looking at the end of their day and wondering, where the heck did my time go? This is the book for you, inshallah. You know, Sheikh Abu Muawiyah mentions in his book a quote from Imam Shafi, rahimahullah, saying that time is like a sword. If you don't cut it, it's going to cut you. So let's try to figure out how we can cut time and make sure that it's feeding us rather than us feeding it, right? So that we're benefiting from it. Getting the Barakah, an Islamic Guide to Time Management. First thing that Sheikh Abu Muawiyah talks about is making dua. You know, making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to get more barakah in our time. Without asking Allah, without keeping Allah in our minds first and in our hearts first, we're not going to get blessings in our time. So making sure that we're supplicating to Allah first about getting barakah in our time. The second thing is improving how we use our time. So making a conscious effort every day that today I'm going to make sure that I'm improving my time. That I'm using my time more effectively. So keep these two things in mind. First lesson, purpose. So take, for example, this project, This Muslim Reads. The purpose of This Muslim Reads project is to empower young Muslims, to empower busy families to read, to make reading and learning a core part of their lives. You know, that on the weekend, they're, instead of watching the TV or spending time looking at cat videos on YouTube, they're actually opening up a book and reading from it, and inshallah benefiting from it. So that they're not only benefiting themselves from it, they're benefiting other people as well. So because that's the purpose of This Muslim Reads, the volunteers now that are part of this project know that they need to structure their time around this mission or this vision or this purpose about which is to empower young people to read. So this may mean spending time reading books, creating summaries, doing PowerPoint presentations, and so on and so forth. So what is your purpose? You know, obviously the bigger purpose is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's our purpose. But underneath that, the sub-purpose, or the subheading, if you want to call it, underneath that bigger purpose, how are you going to fulfill that bigger purpose of worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So This Muslim Reads empowers young people to read, and by doing so, it's doing it for the sake of pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What about you? You know, maybe your purpose is to live a healthier life and teach people the benefits of living a healthy life. Maybe that's your purpose. So take a moment to write it out and post it on the wall, or keep it right next to you, or keep it on your smartphone, or as a wallpaper on your computer, wherever you spend the most time. So keep it over there so that you're constantly reminded that this is your purpose and you need to structure your time around it. The second thing that Sheikh Abu Muawiyah talks about is regaining control in our lives. So there's a few tidbits that he gives us that we can benefit from. One of the first things that he talks about in the book is the 80-20 rules. So the 80-20 rule is about giving 20% of focused effort on a task such that it gives us the most amount of benefit, so 80% of the benefit. So an example of that would be, zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there's certain sayings or certain words that we can do, certain ways that we can remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that some of which give us more rewards. So for example, one is Subhanallah wa bihamdihi wa Subhanallah al-Azim. These two words, they have a huge reward versus some of the other zikr, which is also good. So this is an example of how these two words, which would be like small focused effort, gives us a large reward, a large benefit. So find tasks in your day that, that if you put 20% of an effort in that task, and focus 20% of your time or day or what have you, that it gives you 80% of happiness or 80% of benefit or results that you're looking for, inshallah. So that's one example. Second thing is taking the small tasks, getting rid of the small tasks, the easy tasks that take 2 minutes out of the way. And the reason for that is in psychology and human nature, it feels just really good when you get even one task, even no matter how easy it is, if you just get it out of the way, all of a sudden you have an increased sense of confidence. You feel good about yourself, and there's a momentum that's generated that carries you forward into the more difficult tasks, or more challenging tasks rather. The third thing is, making use of technology. So, for example, there's apps out there like Wunderlist that I have on my phone, that whenever I turn on my phone, I have this app Wunderlist that shows me my to-do list, and it keeps me accountable. It reminds me about things that I need to do, and it makes me feel good when I just check off that task, off that to-do list. So those are a couple of examples in some of the ways in which you can regain control of your life. And the last thing that we're going to talk about is reevaluating priorities. So here we have a matrix. So in this matrix, we have 4 categories: urgent and not urgent, urgent and not important, urgent and important, not urgent and important, not urgent and not important. So here, take a look at the different tasks that you have throughout the day, whether you're in the office, whether you're at home, and plug in your tasks into this matrix. Sort them out according to priorities. What is more important to you, but it's not urgent? What is important and urgent? What is not important and not urgent? And what is not urgent but important? So plug in your tasks in this matrix. I have this example for you over here that's from the book, from the Getting the Barakah book. So I hope you, inshallah, benefited from this presentation. Please do share if you have benefited from it. We are on Facebook, we are on Twitter. Once again, this was only a couple of lessons from the book. Sheikh Abu Muawiyah talks about 7 to 8 steps that you can take. Click the links below to purchase his book. Till next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.